100.3 Phillies R&B, Ash Mack here, and it's very important that we know about our finances, especially when we turn the corner and wanting to be homeowners in Philadelphia. And what does that look like? Well, that's exactly why we have the professionals with us. We have Aiden here, residential lending officer with Parke Bank. Aiden, thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Now, first of all, how did you get into this? What called you to be a residential lending officer?
So it's a pretty cool story, right? So I took a class in college for mortgage lending, and then I was doing consulting, and then COVID hit, and then everything just started changing, and I was like, you know what? I should get into the mortgage industry, and I went, studied, took a test, and passed it, and then I was a mortgage lender. But there was a million other steps afterwards, and I had no idea what I was doing.
I was about to say, you made that sound very simple. Like, I took a test, I passed it, and now we're here.
I thought it was that simple. Next thing you know, I had a billion other things to do, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I get into? And here I am.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the biggest thing that you learned about mortgages and lending from 2020 till today?
The biggest thing I learned is knowledge, right? You gotta know these things. I feel like the lack of knowledge that people have when it comes to mortgage and home ownership, it's stopping a lot of people from doing something that they think it's impossible, but it's actually very possible.
Gotcha.
So knowledge is key. And I believe that it's important for everyone to just seek that knowledge and speak to the professionals and know what they're getting into before they get into anything.
Well, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today and why you need to enlighten us when it comes to Parke Bank's special purpose credit program. So please enlighten us and give us information and maybe why we need to be a part of this.
Yes. So that program, it's a very, very cool program, which is focused on the minority low-income individuals. The program itself understands the burdens that people in these communities face, especially when it comes to finances. And we try to address these things. So we take a traditional loan program and we adjust it for the low income and minority individuals by reducing the down payment to a 3%, which allows an individual to come into the home buying process with less money. As we know, the economy is just not that great. Things are pretty hectic out here. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's important for people to understand that they don't need to save $30,000, $40,000 to come and buy a home. They can do it with less money. And that's what this program does. And when we tie it up with the Philly First Home program, it adds a cherry on top because it gives you money to buy a home.
At this point in time, do you think it's wiser to invest in being a homeowner or renting?
Definitely being a homeowner. But if we look at the rents around the city and around Philadelphia, they're actually in par with owning a home. So definitely owning a home, it's takes the win when it comes to renting. The simple fact is because you get equity, you get paid to own a home. You don't get paid to rent. And you don't get kicked out when the landlord feels like it's time for you to leave.
Okay,
so
that's fair.
You're the landlord of your own home.
I was about to say, I'm renting right now, but renting can be so expensive. So at this point, it's like, is my rent more pricey than would I be paying for a home?
In some cases, yes.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's a lot more expensive. I've seen people save up to $1,000 when they buy a home in their monthly payment. So it's in some cases it can make a huge drastic difference because rent is crazy.
It is. It's crazy. It's crazy because it also doesn't always include parking or washer and dryer, and I need both.
Exactly.
Okay, so you mentioned something about this 3%. What does that actually mean, and how does the 3% on the down payment work for those looking to be a homeowner?
So the 3%, pretty much, like I said, we relieve the financial burden a lot of these people face.
Sure.
And it's, like I said, it's not easy to come up with $30,000, $40,000 in a month to buy a home.
No.
People making a lot of money barely could do that.
Yeah.
So we're not expecting the people in the lower spectrum to be able to do something like that. So with the 3% down, what that means is you technically come up with less money to buy a home.
Okay.
However, there's a really neat thing to this that I have to mention, and it's about the private mortgage insurance, right? So we don't just alleviate the initial cost of buying a home. We also alleviate the cost of owning a home long term by removing the PMI, which is the private mortgage insurance. So you come to the table with less money, but you also pay less money over the next 30 years. Removing PMI can save you between $100 to $300 a month on your mortgage. And as we know, right now, every dollar counts.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the loophole? What's the catch with the PMI? How are you removing this and everything? Because I do think this is a great conversation, but maybe there's more to this conversation so that all of us or potential homeowners know what we're actually investing in.
So there's no loophole. That's just
Okay.
the way the program works. It's a conventional loan program, and conventionals, they're known for that, right? They're known for the removal of the PMI, but they're known for it at a 20% down payment. We have the ability to remove that PMI at a 3% down payment. There's a notion out there that people believe that first-time home buyers should go with FHA because, people think lower down payment, 3.5. The difference is the FHA, you have that PMI for the life of the loan. With
Gotcha.
conventional, you don't. So even if we couldn't, right,
Yeah.
even if we couldn't remove it at 3%, once you reach 20% equity on a conventional loan, it falls automatically. So, but we do you a solid and we remove it at 3% so you don't have to deal with it.
I love that. Okay. So, where can I go to get more information? And would you happen to also host any classes about learning about this too?
Yes. So for more information, you go to our website, right? You have www.parkebank.com. That's PARKE bank.com. There you can go through our website and we have all the information on this program and many other things.
Sure.
You can also contact me directly. So
Okay.
that's A Pacheco, PACHECO at parkebank.com. And then you can also give me a call at 267-610-9332.
I love it. Aiden said call him right now.
Yeah, give me a call right now because this is the thing, right? We believe that knowledge is power.
Sure.
And even if you're not into buying a home right now, you just want information, give us a call, right? We believe knowledge is power, and we're in the business of giving free knowledge.
Sure. I love that. Okay. Could you give us like 3 tips that all people should know when they're looking to become a homeowner? Is there something I need to work on? Maybe my credit score? Is there anything that I really need in order to be a part of this program?
So one key thing that I've seen make a huge factor when it comes to buying a home, stay away from the car notes before you buy a home.
Why is that?
It plays a huge role on what we call debt to income ratio.
Gotcha.
And it can literally stop you from buying a home.
Gotcha.
So buy the home first and then get the nice car.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know because I was like, I'm paying on my car right now. Yeah. Okay, come on, tips. All right, lastly, give us your contact information one more time before you head out.
So again, my contact information and my email, you can contact me at apacheco@parkebank.com, and you can give me a call at 267-9332. I'm sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for giving us some new information. I feel like I learned something, and now I want to learn more because I am renting. So you will be hearing from me as well.
Awesome. Like I said, we're giving free knowledge, so don't hesitate to reach out.
I love it. Okay, get more info right now over at rnbphilly.com.